Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm super glad to have you here. So in today's video, what we are going to do, as I promised, we are going to talk about homemade, proven to work syrups for boosting the immune system as well as for the cough. Now, previously in the last video, we discussed the two different types of coughs as well as some of the proven and helpful cough drops, or sweet cough drops as we would like to say, that are proven to help in terms of the mucus and healing from the cough as well. So if you haven't seen the last video, I highly advise you to check it out. I will put a link in the description box below. So let's get started. So this video is we are going to talk about techniques and ways and recipes about doing homemade syrups that are simple, that are easy. But keep in mind, some are kid friendly, others are only for adults, and I will point out which one is which. So I will also include a summary of this video in the description link below for you to follow if you would like to refer back to it after the video. So first of all, with the first syrup, it's super easy, and keep in mind this is for adults because it does contain a ingredient that can be tolerated by adults in small quantities. So our first homemade syrup, cough syrup for the day, is using lemon juice, honey and cayenne pepper. So first of all, you would need to blend 2 tablespoons of lemon juice with 1 tablespoon of honey and then add a pinch of cayenne pepper. And what the honey does in this recipe is that it simply coats your throat and it soothes irritated tissue. At the same time, the lemon's job is to reduce the inflammation and also delivering a huge dose of infection fighting vitamin C, especially when you use the lemon rind as well in the recipe. So you can just simply shred it or mash it up into the syrup, whatever way you can, in order to incorporate not only the lemon juice but the rind as well. Now make sure you wash the whole lemon before using it, and make sure that it is organic before using the rind. If it is not organic, or you are not able to access organic lemon, then I would skip using the rind. So 2 tablespoons lemon juice, 1 tablespoon honey, and a pinch of cayenne pepper. You can simply put it in the food processor along with a little bit of lemon rind. So as we said, honey coats the throat and the lemon gives the anti-inflammatory boost in vitamin C. Now, what about the cayenne pepper? Well, basically the cayenne helps to boost blood circulation to the area, and it makes it easier and faster, the healing process. So instead of using cayenne, if you're not able to use cayenne, or if you would like to make this recipe a child-friendly one, it is simple. All you have to do is substitute the cayenne, replace it by grated onions. And what onions do are they are powerful anti-inflammatory. They simply contain irritating compounds that trigger the cough reflex. So keep in mind, because this is essential in order to get rid of the mucus or the phlegm. So including onions rather than cayenne makes it child friendly. Also, if you are sensitive to any sort of pepper or chili or anything like that, it's really advised to use onion as well. So if you are bothered by the smell afterwards, simply just take some parsley or some mint or some coriander, for example, just simply chew on it and it will get rid of the smell. Another homemade cough syrup that I would like to introduce you with, it is called the onion remedy. It is simply easy and absolutely amazing to use, and it's also child friendly. So let's get to know this wonderful remedy. So it's called the onion remedy, and all you need to do is simply chop 6 medium onions. You peel them, you chop them, and you add alongside that 4 tablespoons of honey into a bowl over a saucepan of boiling water. So this is called a double boiling water method. So if you would like me to demonstrate that in another video, separate video, to show you exactly how to do it, because this video is basically a concentrated recipe list and description and everything that you need to know about getting started making proven to work homemade cough syrups. So please comment in the description in the comment section below if you would like a demonstration of each or of all of them. So going back to the onion remedy, well, all you would need, as I said, chop 6 medium onions, add 4 tablespoons of honey in a small bowl. Then in another pot, add water and place that add water and put it on around low heat for about 2 hours, and then add the plate that you've added the chopped onion and the honey to that pot of boiling water, and then cover with the lid and all you have to do is simmer for 2 hours on the lowest heat possible. Now I want you to look out if you see that the water has decreased, then simply add more water, not to the bowl that contains the onion and the honey, but to the actual pot beneath it. So I hope you get the idea. If you're not sure, please tell me so I can demonstrate it. Another, you can also, after simmering it for 2 hours, you can actually strain the mixture and then simply add or take 1 tablespoon every 2 to 3 hours. So 5 milliliters adult dose every 2 to 3 hours. How about children over the age of 6? Well, I give my children from this recipe exactly simply 2.5 milliliters. So this is equaling to about half a teaspoon of that 2 to 3 times per day, and this has worked great for immunity. And I've also introduced you to another recipe that is quite similar, that doesn't require any heat, simply just using the cold method of extracting the juices from the anti-inflammatory ingredients such as onion, lemon, ginger, turmeric, and as well as some thyme as well, and extracting that using the honey method. So if you would like to see that video, I will link it in the description box below. For some people, it may be much more easier than using this onion remedy that I've just said here, using the double method. The other one is the cold method. Just simply place the ingredients, top them up, put the lid on and leave it for 6 hours. So if you're interested, check out that video about the easiest method. So another homemade recipe that is great, especially here, it's quite popular in Finland because people tend to harvest a lot of blackcurrants and all sorts of different berries during the autumn months. We have blackcurrant cordial. So blackcurrant is basically an excellent source of vitamin C. What you can do is, if you don't have blackcurrants, you can simply replace it by raspberries or by strawberries or blueberries as well. But this recipe uses blackcurrant, so all the other berries will be high in vitamin C as well. So all you would need to make it is simply, it's given at bedtime, and there is different ways of making the blackcurrant cordial or blackcurrant juice, but you can also purchase that. Make sure that it contains as little amount of added sugar as possible, and then if you do purchase that, you can simply give yourself or the child about 1 tablespoon of the concentrated blackcurrant cordial before bed, and it will work great. But for me, to be honest, I wouldn't purchase it. I would highly advise you to make it yourself using either the dried or the fresh or the frozen blackcurrants or any other berries. Simply put it in a pot, simmer it down, and then add either some sugar or some honey or some stevia, and then after that let it cook through, strain it, and then top it off with water and give them maybe a quarter of a cup of that before bedtime. It works amazing. Alternatively, rather than doing all the blackcurrant and berry cordial recipes, you can simply take a really good vitamin C complex, a tablet or a liquid form of that, daily in order to maintain your vitamin C level. Thus you won't need the blackcurrant cordial for this recipe. So another really good one is a throat soothing syrup, and all you would need this for this recipe, for the throat soothing syrup, it is for adults, so please keep in mind. Why? Because we will be using cloves, and for this recipe you would need 5 to 6 cloves along with a cup of honey, and you basically leave in the refrigerator overnight. So in a clean sterilized jar, top with half a cup of honey or a cup of honey, and then add to that 5 to 6 cloves. Put it in the refrigerator. In the morning, simply remove the cloves and take a teaspoon as needed. What happens with cloves along with the honey is that cloves dull the pain and the honey soothes the inflammation. So this recipe is quite simple or similar to the recipe that we've done previously regarding the cold extraction honey method of using different anti-inflammatory ingredients and stuff, but this one is specifically uses that one ingredient, which is a clove. So it's simple, it's easy. Simply just put everything in the jar, put it in the fridge, and there you go. So the last one that I wanted to talk about is aniseed. So aniseed is really important when it comes to coughs, because it helps to loosen congestion and it helps to expel mucus. It helps to relax the respiratory tract. And honey in the syrup, basically, along with aniseed, what it does is it thickens the mucus. It thins the mucus. My apologies. It thins the mucus and it preserves the syrup, and also helps in soothing a scratchy throat. So how do you use anise in this recipe? Well, basically, to make the aniseed syrup, all you would need is simply simmering 2 tablespoons of aniseed in 250 milliliters of water, and you leave that in a covered saucepan for 15 minutes. After the 15 minutes, you strain and you add 100 ml or 1 cup of honey. Then you store in a dark glass jar in the fridge. So first of all, why do we recommend a dark glass jar? Well, the darker the color of the container or the jar that the remedy or the syrup is stored in, the better it is, because it would actually prevent oxidization of the nutrients. So it will actually protect the ingredients. And with the aniseed syrup that we just talked about, the dosage for that is simply take 2 to 3 teaspoons as needed in order to quiet a persistent wet cough. So I hope you enjoyed the video. We've reached the end. If you've been watching, then thank you so much for supporting the channel. If you got anything out of this video today, then simply like, share and subscribe. We'd love to have you on board. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care and have a great, amazing day. Bye bye.